Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. We are presenting a study on the impact of audit committee effectiveness on ESG ratings with moderating effects of board gender diversity. So basically we have a rating which is used to evaluate the sustainability performance. And this is seen to be very much strengthened and highly achieved in developed countries, unlike places like Malaysia itself when it comes to ESG ratings. So the objective of this research or this study is actually to examine the relationship between the audit committee effectiveness and also the consequent ESG ratings. And we also want to see the moderating effect that board gender diversity has on the relationship between the two variables just now, the audit committee effectiveness and the ESG ratings. So therefore, this actually makes up our problem statement, and both of these two problem statements are actually understudied and underexplored, again, with regard to the specific influence of audit committee effectiveness on the ESG ratings, as well as the board gender diversity in terms of how it enhances the impact of an effective audit committee towards the ESG ratings. So from some literature review that we have made, and from our reading, there have been some write-ups or studies that have been done. And this includes how the audit committee effectiveness, how it has a crucial role in making sure that there is a robust and high level ESG disclosures, as well as in terms of the reduction of greenwashing risk. Now, the main explanation that is required in this study would be on the conceptual framework itself, whereby in this study, we have two conceptual frameworks in order for us to answer the study's objectives. And this involves, number one, the relationship between the audit committee effectiveness. And we measure the effectiveness by looking at four things: the size, the independence of the audit committee, the expertise, as well as the frequency of meeting. And number two, which is related to the first one just now being mentioned, audit committee effectiveness being the independent variable. And the second one, ESG ratings, will be the dependent variable. And we add to this the moderating effect of board gender diversity, by looking at its impact on the relationship between the independent variable, audit committee effectiveness just now, as well as the ESG ratings. Now, having said that, we also have two theories which are very important, and they become the underpinning theories behind the study that we are doing here. Number one, we are looking at the agency theory, which makes up the conceptual framework for the whole relationship between the audit committee effectiveness just now, as well as the ESG rating. Whereby here we are looking at how audit committee acts as a monitoring mechanism to reduce information asymmetry between management and stakeholders, hence the agency theory between an agent and principal. And this mechanism by audit committee is actually to ensure that there are ESG-related disclosures as well as ESG-related practices, and both of these must be reliable. Likewise, we also look at another theory apart from agency theory. We also look at stakeholder theory, and this is actually to support the relationship between audit committee effectiveness and the ESG ratings in terms of how diverse the board is, because the more diverse the board is, and in this case in terms of the board diversity, gender diversity to be more specific, how it affects the perspective that the board is taking in terms of considering a wider range of stakeholder needs, including the social and environmental concerns. And at this point, we also want to mention that, for instance, when it comes to the composition of the board, female directors would often bring different perspectives, and they also have this feminism characteristics and would promote greater ethical sensitivity and stronger advocacy for agendas like CSR, corporate social responsibility, as well as sustainability. And to end this part, we also believe that what we have found in the study is also when gender diversity is high, then the positive effect of audit committee effectiveness on ESG ratings is likely to be stronger, because diverse boards may push the audit committee to scrutinize the ESG performance more rigorously, proving the point and the impact, the moderating impact of board gender diversity on the relationship between audit committee effectiveness and the ESG rating. So to end this part, actually, we have our own methodology for the study, which is a quantitative study using secondary data. And the sample that we use comprise of public listed companies from the main market, covering 2024 only. And we actually exclude financial sectors due to different characteristics that they have compared to what we have in our study. With that, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.